Hello again, guys. Hope you can see me over here in the corner. Hey, I wanted to take a second also to expose you to a few resources that might help your discussion or your thoughts related to ministry. This book is a book by Ted Tripp called "Shepherding a Child's Heart." Really has nothing to do with student ministry. Um, but it's probably the most effective, useful, helpful, orienting guidebook to parenting that I've ever read. It's a foundational book for all sorts of jumping off books, such as the one his brother, Paul David Tripp, wrote called Age of Opportunity, a biblical guide to parenting teens. So this is the book that I wanted to expose you to, but this book is really founded on concepts in shepherding a child's heart. If you are parenting teenagers, I would read these two, in order. Or if you're helping other people parent, read those two in order. Read Shepherding first. Follow that by reading this book, Age of Opportunity. Really wonderful books. In this book, Tripp argues that the fundamental notion of parenting is, entering the teenage years is, good grief, man, this is going to be the hardest thing imaginable. My kid's going to go crazy. But he says, hey, these years present a really wonderful opportunity for parents to make disciples to fulfill the Great Commission. And it presents us with some really, really helpful tools for how to do that. Would just actually expose you to all of these. These are all written within the realm of a group called Christian Counseling and Education Fellowship or Foundation, CCEF. Is the abbreviation. It's a group of counselors, biblical counselors, who write in this realm of parenting teenagers and a host of other things, addiction, eating disorders, just really wonderful resources. Would encourage you to check out their work. And then this little workbook that I wrote called Aspire. It's a 15-week study designed to be a foundational discipleship tool. Again, this is not necessarily written for students, though there is a student edition getting ready to come out, but it's designed to be a 15-week orientation for basic discipleship. This part one walks through the Bible, the biblical story from creation to consummation, and presents just some helpful content, then some application questions, and some ways for people to make disciples. One of the things I found, and this is true with parents as well, is that a lot of people want to make disciples. They want to love their kids and point them to Christ, but at the end of the day, they really don't know how. They feel ill-equipped to teach them the scriptures and to help them walk in faithfulness to Christ. And so this workbook is designed to provide a path for folks to follow who want to disciple. So I can see it being used very easily with a parent who wants to sit down with a child and help them think through the biblical story, talk about how it relates to our lives, and see God bring fruit from those things. So you can find all this stuff on Amazon. You could email me directly if you want some copies of Aspire. If you're a student pastor, would love to expose you to some of this material in hopes that it will facilitate good thoughts, particularly the CCF stuff, and then good application in terms of discipleship in your student ministry.